So MJ is known as someone who's put the pressure on everybody around him to elevate them. And when he was introducing you to Kobe Bryant, he described you as the biggest asshole he's ever met, which you said was one of the greatest compliments you'd ever received. What did he mean by that?
Well, you know what's funny? Yeah, the first thing, the reason I said it was a great compliment, listen, if you're going to be something, don't be a asshole, be the something, you know? So it was like he is the biggest asshole. If you just said he's just a asshole, I'll be like, oh, I failed. No, well, what he meant by that is like, he's not a yes person. He's going to hold you accountable. He's going to tell you when you did things well. He's going to tell you when you did things wrong. He's going to communicate with you. He's going to hold you accountable. If you're looking for somebody to just agree with everything that you're saying, this is not that individual. You know, he's going to make you do stuff that he's going to challenge you. You'll say, I don't want to do this. And he'll say, no, this is why you need to do this exercise. This is why you need to eat this. This is why you need to have different sleep patterns. So, and that was perfect for Kobe's mentality. They want somebody to have the same winning edge. They want to have the same winning mentality. They want to have somebody who's, and I say this in the book, you know, the reason I got along with my clients so well, even my business clients and my professional clients, whoever it may be, is everyone always says, you know, find somebody who's as the opposite of you. Find somebody who's the opposite, you know, to balance you out. I disagree with that. I say find somebody who's just as, can we curse on that? Okay, I just want to make sure. Find somebody who's just as fucked up as you are. And they knew I was just as obsessed, just as messed up in the head about winning as they were. As much as they paid attention to their details and everything in their game, the way they dressed, their product lines, everything. I paid that much attention into their training stuff. I told people this. I was the original Fitbit. I used to go back and there was a machine called a Betamax. Okay, old VHS where you stuck in tapes, and I would record all the games after the basketball game. I would go home. I would literally rewatch the game. I would count all the steps, see which way they went left, which way they went right, how high they jumped, which leg did they land on, and that was to prepare me for the workout the next day. Because if I didn't have that information, I couldn't plan the workout to the best of the ability to create winning over and over again for these individuals, because I didn't have that information that I needed. So being obsessed in those details allowed me to be where I am, to separate myself from everybody else. And that's the difference between what I talked about, having a mindset and having a winning mindset. The winning mindset, you have defined things that you must achieve, that you must do to get to that end result.
And for a lot of the people listening to this podcast, a lot of the business leaders, when you say find somebody as fucked up as you are, I know that sometimes that extends to spouse or partner, or that extends to other members of their leadership team and so on. I almost feel, privileged in a sense that the woman that I married has never asked me to do less, has never given me a hard time for working late, all those different things, because I know how much more difficult it would have been in those moments. What are your thoughts on that in terms of like who people surround themselves with as it relates to winning?
Oh, it's so important. Listen, if you can find somebody who's as supportive, as obsessive as in your goals as you are, keep that person. In the book, we talk about being selfish. I said, if you can find individuals around you that will be selfish, and this is very important, that will be selfish for you, that will understand this individual is trying to achieve this. This is what they're going after. And those individuals hold you accountable just as much as you would hold yourself accountable. They tell you, hey, when you're slacking off, they tell you, hey, they even tell you when you're doing too much, hey, they don't tell you to slow down. They just tell you, is the speed you're taking the necessary speed to get this thing done, So they don't judge you. All right, because you're constantly producing the end result over and over again, but your wins become their wins also. So if you're willing for somebody else to be selfish for you, they have to become part of your wins. If you ask somebody, hey, listen, I need 3 months, you better deliver in those 3 months. And that win that you deliver in those 3 months, it better be your win and their win and the rest of those people's wins, all right? And if you tell somebody, hey, I need a year, they'll give you that year, all right? But in that year's time, you can't ask for another 5 and have produced nothing. And that's the difference between having those individuals that are selfish for you, having those individuals in your life that understand what you're trying to do, why you may ask for them, hey, listen, right now I need you to put your life on hold. All right, but if you put your life on hold, all right, this is going to be our end result, not my end result, our end result. You know, it's that ride or die individual. You know, as I said in the book, it's like, hey, they don't question where you're going. They just say, who's driving?